Hello guys, and welcome to another Revising 5 with me, Mr. Schmarlish. So today we're looking at 3.6 selection methods, okay? But we're only going to look at interviews and group activities because I know I've seen this come up in an exam paper, so we'll have a look at these today. Right, so just a quick description of what they are, okay? So interviews, so the applicant meets people from the business to answer questions. The same set of questions is given, so it's easier for the business to compare answers. Now, interviews could be one-on-one, or you can have it with a panel of interviewers, okay? That is quite intimidating. I've been through both processes, but yes, they both achieve the same thing, okay? So what are the advantages for the business? So the advantage for the business is that they can see the employer or potential employer, candidate face to face to see how well they present themselves. Obviously, if they're going to be the face of the business, they need to be immaculately presented and communicate really well, which leads on to my next point. They can see how well the candidate communicates and deals with pressure. So answering these questions is a very high pressured environment. It's quite stressful, especially in these like big panel interviews where you've got more than one interviewer. They want to see how well you communicate, okay? Communication is one of the most important skills in life, but in business as well, okay? So if you communicate well and you deal with pressure, you're going to do well in the interview, and that's what businesses look for. However, there are some disadvantages for the business. Okay, the business might suffer from interviewer bias. So the interviewer might lean towards some candidate because they like them in some sort of manner. They might do it consciously or unconsciously. Okay, the interviewee may lie. Okay, they might lie about their skills, their experience. Okay, there's no way of testing them in the interview. Okay, so they could lie and say they're really good at all this stuff. You hire them, they turn out to be a fraud, and then that's going to cost the business money because they've got to get rid of this candidate now, get rid of the employer now, and then hire a new one, okay? And interviews are costly and time consuming, okay? It takes ages to shortlist your applicants down to a section where you want to interview, okay? And then actually doing the interview is time consuming, but also quite costly because people interviewing are usually people who work for the business. So when they're interviewing you, they're not doing their actual jobs. Okay, so which costs the business in terms of productivity, and that could have a negative impact on sales. Okay, the next one we're looking at is group activities. So this is where like a group of people who've applied for a job, they're asked to work together on some kind of task, which may be practical, like building a wall, which you see in the picture, or it might be novel, like solving a problem, okay? The advantages for the business is they get to see the teamwork skills of the applicant, okay? So again, teamwork skills are a massive thing in business. A lot of businesses will look for teamwork, okay? They want to know how well you communicate with others, how well you work with others, because a lot of businesses you'll be working within a team, so you need to have these good skills. It's good to see practical capabilities. So, for example, in the bottom picture, they're building a wall. They want to see how well they work together building the wall, because if they're applying to bricklayers, they're going to be working on a building site, and this is what they'll be doing, specialising in, okay? And it actually saves quite a lot of time because many candidates can be interviewed at once, okay? So you can find out your standout candidates from there, and then you maybe want to interview them separately from that, okay? However, there are some disadvantages for the business. There's less time to know the individual candidate, okay? Which leads on to the last point, that not everyone in the group shines. So you might have this fantastic candidate, ideal for your job, but in a group setting, not going to shine, okay? You've got others who dominate the conversation, dominate the group task, okay? They might be good at talking, but they might not actually be good at the overall job. And also the interview panel, they need to be skilled up on how to do a group interview effectively, okay? It saves time once they're interviewing. However, they might need training to make sure they know what they're looking for in a group interview. They're not missing out key things or obvious things like that, okay? So there are the advantages and disadvantages. You might get asked questions on this in a paper, so I hope this helps Have a great day.